All right, what we're going to do in this video is we're actually going to create the ad for the agent. So remember, this ad is designed to get buyer leads for this real estate agent. And that's what we're going to design the ad to do. So you're looking at my Facebook page, and we're going to go over here to Ads Manager. Sometimes Ads Manager takes a minute to load up. And you need to go up here and pick the account you're working on. I'm working with Amber. She's the top one. And we're going to create a new ad. And for the purposes of this ad, we're going to do lead generation. And we're going to call it Central Florida 99K list. Click continue. Okay, the first thing we want to do is make sure we pick the right page. Pick Amber Innes. Now, Amber didn't follow instructions very well, and what I recommend people do is that they use a local community page. I use a page called People and Places of Pittsburgh. I recommend that everyone uses a community page to run ads from, but some people choose not to, and they run it right from their realtor page, and they get probably 25% less leads than they should. But I'm not going to do it for them. So that's up to them, and if they want to get less leads, that's on them. What you just saw me do was I clicked agree to the terms and conditions. Anytime you're using somebody's account to run ads for the first time, you have to click this and then agree to the terms and conditions, or the ads won't run. Okay, we're going to skip catalog. Down here's where we're going to build the audience. So first thing we're going to do is get rid of the United States. We're going to change the age to 25. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the areas that she wants to work. So I'm just going to start popping them in there. So she wants Bartow, Florida. What this is, it's going to default to a 25-mile radius. We don't want it to do that. I want it to be 10 at most, since we're going to do a bunch of different cities here. Fort Meade. Again, I'm going to change this to only a 10-mile radius. You'll see that most of these are going to overlap. Lake Whale. And it's important that you get enough area in here that you have enough people, and I'm going to explain that in a second. A good rule of thumb is if we can get in the range of 160,000 people looking at this ad, then it's going to perform pretty well. You can make it perform pretty well without that many people, but it makes it a lot easier if you have at least 160,000 people. Okay, let's do Lakeland. And if you already have a list of these places, you can just upload the list down here where it says bulk. But I don't have a list, I'm just copying and pasting each one. Right, let's get back. What do we got here? Winter Haven. And what I'm thinking is that with the amount of little cities that I'm using here, this is going to give me a nice amount of people to run this ad to. Because ideally what you want to do is you want to get some good results right out the gate. Because if you get some good results right away, they don't freak out. But if you don't get amazing results right away, some people think, oh my God, this doesn't work. It's a scam. I want my money back. And, you know, it'll eventually work in all cases. It's just a matter of, will it work right away or not? So I like to go big and go in with a bang. So that way I have people being happy right away as opposed to getting nervous and freaking out on me. So anything you can do to make that happen, that's advisable. All right, just a couple more here. Polk City. And the last one is Plant City. These all sound like places where teams go to spring training for baseball. Plant City. We'll move that down to 10. Okay, so you can see, I'll move this over a little bit. These are our areas that we're going to be targeting. and they all have a 10-mile radius, so 960,000 people, which is pretty good. And how we're going to move this down to less people than that is we're going to do inclusions and exclusions. So in this case, we're going to include people that like Zillow and Realtor.com and Trulia. Now, if we can get enough people with just those things, that's great. And then what else we want to do is we want to exclude people. We want to exclude people in the real estate business. So you're going to say real estate and behaviors. Now, this is a demographic that's going away. So we're going to have to change and find a way to target these people a little bit differently in the future. All right. Then what we're going to go down here is the placements. You always edit the placements. You only want this run into Facebook feeds. So get rid of instant articles, get rid of Instagram, and anything else that's checked down there. All right, now you can see after I did all that stuff, we're at a potential reach of 120,000 people. It's not where I want it to be, but it's okay. If I really wanted to, I could add some of these other things that are also going away. So we could add likely to move. Likely to move actually bumped that right up to 170. But other things that I have added are first-time home buyer. And what else would I add? Renters in some cases. But this will put this way over the top. Yeah, 310. So we don't want that in there. Let's take this out too. Okay, so a first-time home buyer or Realtor.com, Trulia, Zillow. I kind of like this, so I'm going to go with that. What I do down here is I change this to $10 a day. As you can see, as I'm doing this isn't an exact science. It's like an art form, right? So do I go with this smaller audience or do I go with a much more big audience? This one's pretty niche and I like it, so I'm going to go with it. But you could go with a massive audience as well. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a slideshow. And to get those images in, we're going to click the plus. We're going to change this to original, 2-second duration, fade. And then what I want to do is add photos, and I'm going to upload those images. So what I do is I just drag my window over. Whatever I have in the background, I minimize it. And I'm just going to pull all these pictures over here. Drag them over to here. All right, so it's uploading all those pictures. I'm going to click confirm. Then what I like to do is take the one that looks best and put it first. That actually doesn't look too bad. Let's see what something else will look like. Actually, the first one looked pretty good. So let's go with that. Click create slideshow. Now sometimes this works right away. Sometimes it takes a little while. So we'll see. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my file open with the text I use for this. And it's in here. And this is called the buyer lists. So I just copy this in here. Get back over here and paste this into news text. So you can see it's set up for Sacramento. So what we want to do is say Central Florida. Make this $99,000. This is the lowest list I've ever seen someone send me, so I'm not really sure how it's going to work. Okay, all the rest of this stuff looks good. Get back to this list. Sacramento area homes under 350. So I'm going to just type in here. Central Florida under 99. Of what I like to put over here too is like an arrow. Still working on that. Okay, so I'm going to pause this until that slideshow works. Okay, I'm back. just to let you know, sometimes when you do this slideshow ad, it doesn't work perfectly the first time. So I actually moved to another browser. I restarted the ad and it let me continue, and then it actually worked when I had it remake the slideshow. So I'm going to close this right here. You can see the ad is looking for a home in Central Florida, free report 99,000, and it says just click. So we need to make sure that they can see just click learn more. So I need to take some text out of here. Sent to you right now. Right now is redundant. It's not necessary. Sent to you before. Some even show up on Zillow. And there we go. Click just learn more. Would you like a free report of homes in sale in Central Florida? Sent to you before. Some even show up on Zillow. Okay. And then down here it says list of Central Florida homes under 99K. You can actually change this a bit. Get your, let's see how that looks. Get your list of Central Florida homes, and then we want to change this to learn more. Always want to make it learn more. People are much more likely to opt into that. And then of course that changes this. So now we gotta fix that. Okay, so this looks really good. And what it's going to do is when people roll past this ad, it's going to start playing those pictures of homes automatically. So that looks good. So that's the ad. That's how we create it. And in the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to create the lead form.